in today's coffee break, am I talking to someone that feels stuck? How many times have you been lost in your car heading somewhere and you're just like, I give up because I'm lost? No. And so when you're stuck, it's not always about motivation. It's about movement. If you say, I am stuck, that means you're not done. And I want to encourage you to keep going. All right, what's going on? Welcome to another coffee break. It's a beautiful day here in Fort Worth, sitting outside Match Point, having my iced coffee. They got a new coffee bean and it's smooth. I enjoy it. I drink it with oat milk. I don't know how you drink your coffee, but here's what I got today. As I'm dealing with this, and many people that are around me and in my community are dealing with this, and we'll just see if this helps you. I felt like it was worth studying and looking into, and that's the feeling of being stuck. And I just want to give y'all 3 reminders, right? 3 tips to keep moving. Getting stuck after giving your time and effort for a period of time that you've given it, right? Because when we do something or desire to do something, we start it, we invest time, we invest money, we talk to people about it, and then all of a sudden, whether it be we want to get back to normal, we need rest, we run out of money, motivation, I don't know, you know, something happens and then we get stuck and then we don't move forward. And so in today's coffee break, am I talking to someone that feels stuck? So mentally, emotionally, or spiritually, you're not broken, you're not lazy, and you're not lost. Now, those might apply to a certain extent, but those are what we connect to being stuck that makes us feel bad, right? Being lazy could be that we need rest, right? Being broken means you're going through something and you just have to learn how to handle it mentally, especially if it's something new. And so that, come on, lost. How many times have we been lost? Maybe it's a break. Maybe we need a shift. Maybe we need a pivot. But how many times have you been lost in your car heading somewhere and you're just like, I give up because I'm lost? No, you reroute, you stop, you say, where am I? Where am I trying to go? Whether there be construction or roads are closed, doesn't matter. You figure it out. You don't just stop and then not get to where you're going or where you came from, right? And so you're just in the moment, and these moments will pass. So let's just breathe together, right? Let's just slow down. Let's just think about it a little bit and let's get unstuck. And that's what I got for today in today's coffee break. Oh man, I spilled a little coffee. Okay, here we go. Let's get through it, okay? You do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. James Clear wrote. And so when you're stuck, it's not always about motivation. It's about movement. So let's talk through 3 reminders, through 3 keys to get us, to get you, to get me unstuck. I in a way, have been feeling stuck in a variety of things, in business, some business propositions that I have with some people that I do business with, and then obviously in the podcast as I'm maneuvering into new things that I'm doing and how I'm accomplishing the processes of doing the failed podcast, setting up interviews. I've been doing it for a while now, and sometimes I feel stuck, and it might only last a few days, sometimes a few weeks, but I don't want to be there. I don't want to be stuck, and so that's what I'm going to be talking about today. Hello, how you doing? One of the baristas here at Match Point. They treat me so good here. So if you're around the Fort Worth area, I know you're listening to this and you may not be from here, but if you are, Google it. Come by, get you a cup of coffee. And so the first one is this: stillness is not failure. Okay, So if you're doing something, you take a break and you say, I'm going to go ahead and turn the camera off. I'm going to go ahead and slow down my business. I'm not going to take new clients on. And there doesn't seem to be any movement for growth, but there's stillness. Sometimes people connect that from the outside in, right? From the outside in, they say, oh, Sam has failed because he hasn't done nothing. You, me, or whoever, right? That's usually what they connect with it. And so the world rushes, but your soul needs to pause. And that's the world we live in. And no hate. We got to hustle. We got to show up. Sometimes you got to work hard and sacrifice time and strength and family and friends to eat, right? To keep a roof over your head. I understand that. But stillness is not failure. The world says rush, 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 go, go, go. But what does your mind say, right? What does your health say? Sometimes you have to be still. Do you even know how to be still anymore? There's some people that I know that have been just going and for so long. And it's great and everything, and it looks good on social and all that. But they do get tired. There is no time to reflect. There's no time to breathe. And it's more important now more than ever because things seem to be getting a bit more stressful, right? It's just me. I've even taken a break from news. The only news I care about is what affects me directly right now because it's just too stressful. I'm sorry, that's a rabbit trail. Let me get back on this. So rest doesn't mean laziness. It can mean healing. This is very easy to connect to sleeping. When we sleep, that's when our body does a lot. It resets, chemicals and all this stuff is very, very necessary. And I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not a very good sleeper because if my wife's watching this, she's going to call me out, right? But if sleep is good, sleep is rest, we must find time to rest, but do not connect it to a negative, right? And that negative is laziness. Now, there's a point where it is laziness, where you're like wasting your time scrolling, watching, or doing nothing. And so resting could be in motion. Resting could be, I'm going to go work out, I'm going to run. Resting could be, I'm going to have coffee, conversate with a friend. I'm going to rest. I'm going to take my mind off of this, whatever it is. Like if it's business, it's turning it into money. If it's podcasting, it's churning out episodes. I'm going to take a break from that equation, from effort and result. I'm just going to do effort that has to do with me kind of releasing, me kind of being free, right? And so it can mean healing. So when we rest, we heal. How long has it been since you have rested, right? How long has it been since I've rested? I have times where I'm not doing anything and all, but I haven't rested in a while. I haven't said, I'm going to go ahead and get away. I'm going to go camp, go hike, or go grill, or do something like that where it's like, I'll just pull away. I haven't done that. So note to self, do something that is just for me. Let stillness be part of your process. Does that make sense? Here's how it makes sense to me. If you're working, boom, 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 and it's like, do this next, then this. And then you're like, I got to get back into it. And there's a lot of YouTubers out there, and they're like, I got every minute scheduled, every hour scheduled. I'm busy. And it looks good. Looks good for the camera. Looks good for, if you're trying to really sell yourself as a hustler, as a mover. But in between there, I think it's okay to say, I'm going to go ahead and stop, for a cup of coffee, right? And that's exactly what a lot of us don't do. Maybe add an extra 30 minutes or an hour to your lunch instead of just, boom, 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 eat, go, go, go. No, find some time in there, in your process for stillness. How to put it to practice. Here we go. Schedule 10 minutes of no phone time. Man, that's pretty tough. Right now, this video is at 9 minutes, right? I haven't been on my phone. Doesn't count because I'm using my mind to do this. But I'm just saying, like, Find a time in there where you set everything down. It's going to be there when you're done anyways. And ask yourself this: what am I really feeling? In other words, talk to yourself. Talk with Sam and say, what am I feeling right now? I'm feeling pretty happy. Why am I happy? Oh, the weather's nice. I had a good dinner. My kid did this. You name it, right? Start doing that for your mind and for your heart. How are you feeling? I'm stressed. Why am I stressed? Oh, see, I woke up late. I'm behind. But that's what it's connected to. It's just not negative energy connected to nothing, right? I hope that makes a little bit of sense. And so here's how we can reframe this part, right? Like stillness is failure, right? Stillness is not failure. Reframe rest and preparation, not procrastination, right? And so that is the first one right there. Stillness is not failure. That's for me. That's for you. Put it to practice, right? Don't get stuck. Get unstuck, right? Have you ever been in the mud? Did you leave your car there and just go buy another car? No. As dirty as you got unstuck. I had a 4x4 Ford Bronco. It was maroon and brown. It was cool. A long time ago. And because it had big wheels and everything, I was brave and I went mudding and I got stuck. I had no business mudding because I didn't have the skill. I got stuck. I got mud everywhere. On top, lower of the car, everything was muddy. I was muddy. A year later, there's still mud falling off of crevices and cracks in the car. But I did not leave it there. I got it unstuck even though I got tired, even though it was messy. Get unstuck. Boom. Number 2, here we go. Small steps count. Our goals are so high sometimes that's all we see. How do I get to a million this, a million that? How do I get to a big company and this and all? Okay. Well, along the way, there's steps that are necessary, right? Business plan, clients, product development. That's all. Those are big steps. The little steps are, I've got a mentor. I had a conversation. I was able to figure out this company that could help me accomplish this to gain some time back. Those are little steps. The things that you don't notice that relieve you of some stress. And it's not a big thing. They're little things, right? So small steps count. 1 inch of progress is still moving forward. A lot of us want major progress. And I use podcasting as an example because I'm a podcaster. I'm going to do podcasting. I need to go from 1,000 to 10,000 followers and views and 0 comments to 20,000 comments. Those are huge steps, man. And for me, for you, what's the inch? Like, identify it. For me, it's like, write a script, figure out what I can talk about, right? Practice it, read it over, put it to practice in my life, even though if I'm not recording, that's a small step. Talk to someone about my pod, but not in a sales pitchy kind of way, but just like, here's what I'm doing. And then they encourage me, right? And I find someone that's creative and they might throw me an idea. That's a small step. And so small steps count. What are they for? You identify them and you got to keep those going. That's what you do when you're stuck. That's when you do when you're like, I don't feel like recording. My co-host isn't coming. My ideas aren't coming. I thought I'd have 100 clients. I only have 3 clients. There's small steps in there. Figure out what those are. Micro effort is better than no effort. I'm saying the same thing. I'm just reframing it so that maybe it could stick in our mind. And so micro efforts, right? And then the triangle is better than no effort. That's better than no effort. Movement kills the lie of stuck. Long as you're moving, long as you're doing, you're not stuck. But what is it that you're doing that you took a pause on? That you have to, it has to really connect with that, right? And so here we go. Here's how you can practice it. Choose 1-minute task and do it, right? How long will this take? Oh, I got to write this email. I got to write this quote. I got to make this invoice. Take a moment, write it out, boom, 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 send it out. Then you start identifying how many things you can actually get done in 1-minute increments, and make a list in your notes or whatever app you use. Put 1-minute tasks that help me move forward. And then that's writing an invoice, texting a friend, do whatever. Like you should have a little list of them, and then no matter what, in any part of your day, when you have a moment, you can look at that and say, "Let me do one of these." And that, my friend, there we go. That's moving forward. That's micro effort, right? So create a done list instead of a to-do list. Oh my gosh, I've done this. I have this theory about a check mark, and that's how you combat failure, is by, I need to do this, and then you check it when you're done. Not what you need to do. Sometimes that need to do list is so long, and sometimes those things never go away. But there are certain things that we can do that we can consider done. Identify those, write them out every day, right? Not something that it's going to take 6 months, it's going to take this and that. So further down the line, something maybe daily, and you're like, I did my bed, check. I brushed my teeth, check. Those are simple, but there's other ones. And at the end of the day, you're going to see it and you're going to be like, I did get things done. Even though I may be struggling here or there, those things just require more mental focus, but getting stuff done, right? Getting stuff done, a done list is so important. And so ask this, what's the smallest next thing? Again, reframing. Can you identify what that is? What's the smallest next thing that you can do today in the area that you are stuck, right? Do you shake your coffee like that? Because it gets watered down, and so there we go. Number 3, you've survived worse. Can you look back at the other times when you were stuck and you thought it was over, you got the most out of whatever it was that you could, when you look back and you realize that you made it through? So if you're stuck right now, this too will be the past, and you will be somewhere else. It's up to you if you want to be further along, because you could find yourself a year from now saying, I'm stuck, and you're stuck literally in the mud, in the same place. When you feel stuck, your brain forgets the past. You've made it through before, and you can do it again. That leads me to this. Where have you been stuck? What have you struggled with? What did you do to overcome it? What was it? How long did it take? Just kind of journal that so you have it as a reference. Because I think we can get unstuck. Your track record for surviving hard things is 100%, because you're here. You see this guy right here? That's Scott. That's the owner of Match Point. Cheers to Scott. Scott, cheers. I'm doing a coffee break on getting unstuck, because sometimes we all feel stuck.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so, but I wanted to introduce you to the people. So, cheers. And so identify what and how you have overcome. Because here we go, 100%. You have overcome. Now it's going to be more intentional. Now you have a game plan. Now you have a way to get unstuck. And so here we go. How to practice it. Write down 3 hard things that you've overcome, right? In the past, other things, doesn't have to be recent, things that try to hold you back, things that you were stuck at one point and now you're not. Call someone who remembers your strength. Call someone who remembers you at your best, someone who is a close friend of yours, and just have a conversation with them and say, hey, do you remember this time? What was it like? Just get some feedback, get some outside talk, because self-talk, sometimes we're so hard on ourselves. And so sometimes we need to just remember our strengths. We need to hear it from someone else. If I made it through that, I'll make it through this. Tell yourself that, because you have, because you will, unless you decide to quit, unless there's just a new chapter in your life. But if you say, I am stuck, that means you're not done. And I want to encourage you to keep going. Sometimes we do have to shift plans and go down another another journey, and that's fine. But that's closing one chapter and then taking what you learned there to start a new chapter. But being stuck means something is just missing with your mind. You're just not feeling like doing what you need to do, right? The basic things that need to get done, you're bored with them. And you need to figure out how to add more value to those things, because the ultimate goal is going to be what you have been striving for. And so let's try to get there, right? Let's get unstuck. And here we go. Let me give you these encouraging words to take with you. Is this: you're not stuck forever. You're just in a stretch of becoming. Don't quit in the dark what you started in the light. You're doing better than you think. That's what I got for you in this coffee break. Get unstuck. Hope you enjoyed your cup of coffee. It's a beautiful day. Don't forget to follow and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one. I just wanted to show you these flowers because they were pretty nice.